Yeah, good morning, everyone. Right. Myself, I'm Krishna Korada. I'm your paper 16 SCM faculty, strategic cost management. I'm a qualified chartered accountant and cost accountant, A and CM. I have 15 plus years of teaching experience. Uh, my specialization is completely costing and financial management. So far, in my 15 plus years, I taught like some 200 plus batches of costing and financial management. Because earlier we used to have both costing and financial management as a single paper for 100 marks, whether it is cmainter or cmainter. And going further, right now, for our cmainter, the same costing, it got split into two papers. One is cost accounting and the other one is management accounting. If you check management accounting, it is nothing but an extension to our cost accounting paper, right? Correct or not? See, in case of cost accounting, say for suppose a chapter like standard costing, we have only two variances in group 1 costing, right? Material and labor. When it comes to management accounting, balance variances means overhead variances, variable overhead, fixed overhead, sales variances. Along with sales variances, you will have reconciliation between actual profit and budgeted profit, right? So this is nothing but it is an extension to our previous paper cost accounting. Management accounting, purely it is more related to decision making. Say for suppose, in our group 1 cost accounting, we have marginal costing chapter. We have marginal costing chapter, right? In that marginal costing chapter, we have some basic calculations. They will ask you to calculate some PV ratio, break-even point, margin of safety. I think only in few problems you will come across the decision making, right? Very few problems. Whether to continue this product C or not, shut down, discontinue of operations or not, or else in some problems you may have some key factor concept, that too basic problems. And more of your decision making, that too relating to key factor or some other make versus buy decision or some shutdown operation or pricing of a product, minimum price to be quoted, export order, domestic order. So more like analysis part is in management accounting, right? Previously we used to have only one paper. So complete marginal costing, you are going to have a larger version where you are going to have both basics as well as your decision making also. But coming to group 2 in management accounting, they're giving a separate title called decision making. They are going in detail about decision making in group 2 paper, management accounting paper, right? You're getting right? Okay. Now, in this decision making, I think majority of the students, they observe this management accounting volume of syllabus. It seems to be like our budgetary control, almost some 60% of problems repeating again in management accounting. Our 40% of problems of marginal costing again repeating in management accounting. Am I correct or not? Without change of numbers also. Again, the same numbers are repeating. And if you remember, even that problem, marginal costing versus absorption costing, the same problem they will repeat. 220 units out of 160 units sold, right? 60 units closing stock. Same problem, right? Marginal costing versus absorption costing, right? Only one problem, right? Am I correct or not? Okay. Now, let me tell you about this paper, about our paper, SCM paper 16. Sir, as compared to group 4, whatever you heard is right. Group 3 syllabus volume is very high. Whether it is SCM, strategic cost management paper, or strategic financial management paper, or direct taxation, or law paper. All the 4 papers, you are going to have huge syllabus as compared to group 4 papers. But remember, coming to my paper, the volume of syllabus is high. I do agree, but you don't feel much difficult about SCM paper. Reason, you are going to have majority of your inter papers, cost accounting and management accounting and operational management, again in your final syllabus. That is the best advantage you are going to have. Is it clear? Right. Now, being cost accountants, Why this paper is very important for CMA final students? Why this paper is important? Why SCM? Why it is so important for cost accounting students? Anyone tell me? Why? How to participate? I know it is live streaming, but I am talking to you. Please answer. Please. Sir, you people are cost accountants, right? You should know costing, right? Cost accountants means you are supposed to be costing experts. You are supposed to be costing experts. Do you know at various levels the proportion of costing syllabus involved in every stage of your foundation or inter level or final level? And personally, I don't want to separate financial management from cost accounting always. Maybe I taught both the subjects, or the one more reason is both costing and financial management are decision making subjects. Decision making, no other subjects will help you in making decisions, right? But these two subjects will help you in making decisions, right? Okay. Now, in decision making, starting with our foundation. In our foundation, financial accounting 70 marks and cost accounting 30 marks, right? Some basics and cost sheet is in your syllabus, right? So you have some 30%, 30 marks, right? Am I correct or not? You have some 30 marks, right? Now coming to your inter level. Group 1. Forgot about law paper. Nowhere related to costing. Financial accounting. Nowhere related to costing. Cost accounting. 100 marks paper, right? And after that, we have taxation, right? So nowhere relevant to our subject. So we have 100 marks in cmainter group 1. Now going to group 2, again management accounting 100 marks, right? Costing, right? Am I correct or not? And after that, financial management. Why am using financial management in between costing paper? Can you separate both cost accounting and financial management? Not separate. You cannot separate. The formulas and equations of costing we are using in financial management, and the logics and equations of financial management we are using in costing. Am I correct or not? Sir, whenever you are making some analysis in management accounting, you have something like economic value added, EVA, NOPAT minus capital employed into weighted average cost of capital percentage, right? Where you learned that weighted average cost of capital in cost of capital chapter, right? FM, right? Am I correct or not? Our costing, our profit statement is restricted only to sales, variable cost, contribution, minus fixed cost, operating profit. So we are going to restrict our discussion only up to 5 lines calculation of profit. But beyond that profit, if it is investment decisions, PBDT, if it is financing decisions, EBIT, so the discussion of operating profit, how it is going to change. When it comes to investment decision, PBDT. So in capital budgeting chapter, we'll use PBDT. In case of capital structure, leverages, or else some ratio analysis, our income statement is different, right? EBIT minus interest, EBT, tax, EAT minus preference dividend. Am I correct or not? And again, now move to your financial management, suppose. In your financial management, we have a chapter called working capital management or else ratio analysis. Sir, in working capital management, when you are estimating working capital requirement, how much stock of raw material is to be maintained as current asset? Stock of raw material is equal to raw material consumed by closing stock or raw material consumed by average stock. Where you got that equation of raw material consumed? In our cost sheet. In our cost sheet, right? Opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock equal to raw material consumed. Without knowing that equation, can you proceed in your financial management? Not only stock of raw material, all those calculations, stock of work in progress, will value on factory cost, stock of finished goods, value on cost of production, debtors, maybe credit sales, total sales, cost of sales, depending upon the situation, right? Am I correct or not? And in the same case, ratio analysis, if you go for some turnover ratios, everywhere we are going to use some costing basics here and there. We are using our EOQ formula in case of cash management, Formel's model. Here it is square root of 2AO by C in cost accounting. There is optimum cash balance means square root of 2AT by R. Maybe different alphabets depending upon the material, but the point is square root of 2AT by R. A, annual requirement of cash. T stands for cost per transaction. R stands for return on marketable securities. Am I correct or not? Am I correct or not? So those are interchangeable. All those are interchangeable. And we are explaining stock of work in progress in working capital management. We'll explain our process costing discussion. Clear? So it cannot be separated. So let me tell you about financial management paper also. Financial management some 80 marks, right? Management accounting some 100 marks, right? And people will think operations management is not costing. Why? In operations management, you come across EOQ, right? You come across levels of stock, right? You come across discussion of productivity, efficiency, right? Where you are going to learn your efficiency? Labor chapter. Correct or not? Where you are going to learn that efficiency formula, equation, comparison between standard hours and actual hours. Efficiency ratio, standard hours by actual hours. If it is output, actual output by standard output into 100, right? So those productivity equations, everything we learned in our costing only. Okay, sir, only those two topics are coming to our main chapters: assignment, transportation, linear programming, simulation, learning curve, network analysis. These chapters are not costing, sir. Okay, I do agree at the time of cmainter level. But coming to CMA final, now in our SCM paper, I'm going to show all those 6 chapters in my syllabus. Now what you are going to say? Is it not costing? Is it not costing? And you know, I taught like some 70 plus or 80 plus final papers. Both CA and CMA put together, I taught like some 80 plus batches. At that time, for CA final students, we used to have these 6 chapters of operations management along with cost accounting as 100 marks paper. Now the same kind of syllabus we have in CMA final also. Same syllabus and same weightage also. If you plan properly, it is very easy for student to score big, something big, which is going to help you in your aggregate. Which is going to help you in aggregate. And remember the best part. Whenever you are joining a batch, whether it is inter level or foundation level, whatever it may be, and depending upon the institution, whatever it may be, there may be chance of having some 2 or 3 good faculties or 1 or 2 faculties, so and so, you might have some dissatisfaction. But trust me, now in Avinash, we have the best faculties. All faculties are equally good and they are going to support you in qualifying your CMA final in first attempt. Trust me, in my 15 plus years of experience, never I come across this team taking up classes in a single platform, on a single platform. Clear? So you have high chance of scoring good marks in each and every subject, provided if you come to the classes regularly, or if you complete the syllabus or study hours or examinations, whatever it may be. So then you are going to get some good score and you can qualify in first attempt. You can try for something big. Big in the sense, it is up to your hard work and efficiency. If you want to score something like a rank, it is possible now. If you want to try something like qualifying both groups in a single attempt, it is possible now. It is possible now. And whatever the experience I have so far, definitely I am going to transfer to all your students, and provided I want the similar kind of enthusiasm from you, and you need to participate and you need to involve and you need to discuss. Whether it is a small discussion, whether you are completely not aware of the topic, try to say something. And the best way of learning is always saying something, and I am the one who is going to correct you. If anything is wrong, I am going to correct you. Clear? So don't think otherwise. You have to feel free for discussion. Don't try to sit in the last benches, sir. Better come and occupy the first benches and try to score something big. Clear? Right. Now I'm going to show you the syllabus part coming to our strategic cost management, and I want everyone to copy that one. Sir, you will have that weightage of marks in your study material, SCM study material. You will have the weightage. So let me explain about the weightage. The entire strategic cost management is classified into two sections. Section A, section B. Section B, section A, section B. Section A, strategic cost management. Strategic cost management for decision making. Strategic cost management for decision making. And section B, quantitative techniques. Quantitative techniques in decision making. Quantitative techniques in decision making. Out of the complete 100% of your marks or complete weightage, so for this one, 60% of weightage, 60% of weightage for section A and 40% of weightage for section B. Now, under this section A, as usual, for any subject, you are going to have that introduction part, right? When it comes to cost accounting, you will have introduction to cost accounting, right? We have one chapter, right? Some 20-25 pages, some basics, which have a weightage of some 5%, right? In the same way, here you will have introduction to strategic cost management, quality cost management, decision making techniques, decision making techniques, activity based costing, and JIT. I think you come across one chapter which you know, right? Activity based costing, right? Right? Activity based costing. Evaluating performance. Evaluating performance. Now, introduction to SCM. Weightage is 5%. Next, quality cost management, 5%. Decision making techniques, 25%. Activity based costing, 10%. Evaluating performance, 15%. Here, now, see, let me start with that highest proportion or highest percentage where you have 25% decision making techniques. So, what do you have in decision making topic in our group 2 management accounting? What are the topics covered? I'm not asking any formulas. I'm not asking any problem to solve. I'm not asking any logic. I'm asking what are the topics covered in decision making. Transfer pricing, good. Sir. Okay. See, divisional performance, transfer pricing. See, Again, these are various topics: shutdown or discontinue, domestic market, right? Make versus buy decisions, key factor concept, right? And they will ask you to again, marginal costing versus absorption costing, and they will ask you to calculate some basic observations: PV ratio, sales required to earn a profit of so and so, or if the company has sales of so and so, what will be the profit, margin of safety. They will ask you some 4 or 5 bits, right? Right? Now, here in this chapter, again, you are going to have the same discussion, but some advanced stage. You are going to have some advanced problems, advanced discussion. Here, 50 to 60% you are going to have the same discussion, some 40% additional information which you have to learn being CMA final student. Here, you will have transfer pricing also covered under decision making techniques only. Trust me, if you know your marginal costing in cmainter, going to be very easy. And along with that, you will have a additional chapter called relevant costing. Relevant, maybe in your inter level, you might use this term called this cost is relevant for decision making. I'm ignoring some expense because it is irrelevant for decision making, right? Right? But here we are going to analyze. They will give you some job order and they will give you some expenses incurred. You might have some 10 numbers in the question. Out of that, what are the numbers to be considered or what are the numbers to be ignored to give the final quotation to your customer? So if you are considering some numbers in your cost sheet, it means it is relevant for decision making, right? As you are considering from relevance aspect, this comes under relevant costing. You are making your decision considering each and every expense, whether it is relevant or not relevant for decision making. That is the reason the title is relevant costing. Is it clear? We are going to ignore fixed cost for decision making. Am I correct or not? We are going to ignore fixed cost for decision making. Am I correct or not? Why? Why you are going to ignore? Means it is irrelevant for decision making, right? You are saying irrelevant for decision making means you are saying final conclusion. But tell me why you are ignoring, why you are considering it as irrelevant for decision making. Tell me the reason now. Why it is irrelevant for decision making? Is definition of fixed cost. You are saying irrespective of production, it is going to continue means fixed cost definition. Cost which will remain same irrespective of production means fixed cost definition. Now you have to say the same thing in other way. Whether I am going to accept the order or reject the order, this cost will remain same. It is not changing. When some number is not changing, if it is not reacting, if number is reacting, it is relevant. Based on my decision, this number is reacting. This should be considered, right? If that number is not reacting to my decision, means it is not relevant for decision making, right? Best example, can I give you one example? Sunk cost. Everyone will accept sunk cost because sunk cost is historical cost, past cost, expenses which are already incurred by the company. When I am making a decision today, the number which is going to happen now, the outflow which is going to happen now from my pocket is relevant for decision making. The number which I incurred 2 years earlier is nowhere it is going to affect my today's decision. Am I correct or not? What do you mean by decision making? I'm asking you whether I can invest my 50 lakhs in the project or not. If I'm asking you like this is decision making, right? Already I invested 5 lakhs. Now I'm asking. Can I ask you like that? Say for suppose after investment of this 50 lakhs, I need to invest some 20 lakhs further. Now I can make decision only for this 20 lakhs, not for that 50 lakhs because it is already incurred. Is it clear? So for today's decision, that 50 lakhs is not relevant. That 50 lakhs is not relevant. Is it clear? Right. So you are going to have those kind of topic and it is very easy. Trust me, I'm going to explain in a better way for your decision making techniques. Clear? And after that, I want to go for this evaluating performance. Evaluating performance. Any idea? What is this evaluating performance? Any idea? Again, it is our standard costing. Standard costing, and you will have some 4 pages connected to standard costing. in your group 2 paper. Uniform costing and interfirm comparison. Uniform costing and interfirm comparison. So the same topics again you are going to have here. And trust me, again you are going to have the same variances calculation. Again you are going to have the same reconciliation. You will have 2 years periods, right? 2025-26, 2 years information. You will have sales. You will have prime cost increase by 20%, material cost and wages overhead will increase by 10%. You will have a problem, right? Where you calculate volume increase 15%, right? Again you will see those problems again in final without change of numbers again. Clear? And you will have some 14,400 units problem. Do you remember? Selling price is restricted by government. 10 rupees is the selling price. You have one more problem in reconciliation, right? Again you will see the same problem in our study material. Is it clear? Much easy. Provided if you remember few points, I am going to explain the later. Clear? We are going to have the brush up of our basics whenever required. So we are going to go in line with our chapter by chapter. We are going to complete our task. Clear? And after that, activity based question. You please check the weightages 25%, 15% put together. Here itself it is 40%. Right? After that, activity based costing. Now I am going to say you one thing. In this entire SCM paper, the only chapter where the information is very less, where one problem or two problems can explain the complete chapter is always ABC. Clear? Just a single problem can explain the complete chapter. Is it clear? Right? Right? Single paper. What you are going to do in ABC, sir? Going to explain again. Just clear? What you are going to do in activity based costing? First, initially, okay, or overhead allocation, right? Yeah, true. Next, what? See, after my introduction and basic discussion and all, I am going to start ABC as my first chapter. Activity based costing as my first chapter. Reason, this chapter is an extension to our overhead chapter. You know, right? In case of overheads, we used to follow traditional system. ABC is a modern technique where overheads cannot be allocated based on this criteria. You have to allocate based on the activity driven. So that is the reason they are identifying the activities. Why this cost is incurring? So which parameter is driving the expense to be incurred? So that one they are calling it as cost driver, right? So based on the cost driver, I'm going to calculate ABC rate, and that ABC rate based on the resources consumed by the department, I am going to allocate the overhead portion to departments or products. Departments or products. You should not get confused when I'm saying departments or products. ABC. In problem, they can say ABC as departments or products. What's your problem? Reason. When I'm saying something specifically, I may use ABC products. If those three products are being produced by three departments, department can be 1, 2, 3, but they are producing the products ABC. I can say I'm allocating overheads to products or I'm allocating overheads to department. Nothing wrong. Am I correct or not? Where you are going to produce the product in some building, right? In some building, right? That building can be named as department, right? Right. So either I may use like overhead allocated to product or overhead allocated to the department. Both are same. Cannot have the product in air, right? You can produce product only in a factory, a building, using some machinery. Either I can say I'm allocating overheads to that product or I'm allocating overheads to that particular department. Both are right. Am I correct or not? So with a simple equation based on the resources consumed, how many inspections they are taking, how many requisitions, material requisitions they are taking, based on that we are going to allocate overheads. Is it clear? Again, simple. You have 10% of marks. You will have high chance of getting good marks in case of ABC. And beside that, you have JIT. JIT means super, just in time. What do you know about just in time? You know only the title, right? Sir? Okay. What kind of savings, sir? Inventory savings. Sir? How? Okay. See, here, always try to deal with the title. Whatever you are explaining is right, but you are trying to explain solution of a problem in terms of theory. I can get it with my experience, but you have to say just in time. So, normally what costing will say, we have a stores department based on the requirement. 2 months stock we are going to purchase and will maintain in our stores department. After that, slowly we issue to the production, right? So here, when you are purchasing 2 months stock and storing in your stores department, what are the expenses related to storing that stores and all? Please name those expenses. Okay. Let us go in detail. Don't simply say carrying cost. Carrying cost is a broader term. Under carrying cost, again, you will have a lot of points, right? Right? Tell me. See, this is our first class. So let me tell you only about the topics. Here, whatever you know, you please say. Okay. Start with. See, always imagine the situation. You purchase so and so material, right? After that, supplier is sending that stock in some truck or so and so, right? You are going to incur transportation charges, right? Am I correct or not? Okay, start from there. And you will have that loading charges, unloading charges, right? Imagine the situation. Directly stock, it will come directly to your stores. Then, so analyze the situation. So it come to your factory gate. There you will unload. After that, your workers again they will take it to the stores department. For that, we are going to pay loading, unloading, again handling charges. Am I correct or not? Okay. Then where you are going to store it? Stores department. For the stores department, what are the expenses you will come across? Sir, very good. Rent, electricity, AC, yeah. Labor, sir. Labor means you can say clerk or staff. Labor in the sense, see, only when a worker who is undergoing production, who is participating in production, please try to use the term labor or worker. Now coming to stores department, you can call them as employees, clerk, right? Or else you will have some person who is guarding the entire day, right? Some security kind of person, right? We need to pay some salaries, right? And you need to pay insurance also, right? Because if some fire accident happens, we are going to incur loss, right? So you will have insurance for that, right? Right? So insurance still you are not imagining the situation. If we imagine after one after the other, you will get point. Everything in an order, please. Next. Being financial management student, don't forget to say about opportunity cost. 2 months stock, let it be some 1 lakh kgs. Each kg price is 100 rupees. 1 lakh into 100. X. 1 crore, right? Now 1 crore investment, nothing but working capital got blocked in your stores department. If you invest the same 1 crore elsewhere, you can earn a return of some 12%, 10%. Now, because of storing 2 months, you are losing the opportunity of earning that 12%. That opportunity cost is also carrying cost. Am I correct or not? But in our cmainter level, they didn't give much details about like this. What they will give you, storage cost some 5%, this one some percentage, put together some 15%. That 15% includes everything. Clear? But if you go in detail, you will have all these expenses. Clear? Now all these are the expenses. What JIT system is saying? Sir, when you require material for production, why to store from 2 months? Have a proper arrangement with the supplier stating that whenever I need material, I will say 2 days prior to the requirement, you please provide me on the date of production, and the material or stores, they will deliver directly to the production floor, so that the concept of stores department can be eliminated. The concept of all the salaries to staff, maintenance, insurance, everything can be eliminated. Am I correct or not? See, I don't want to use the term eliminated. I can say expenses can be minimized. Sir, see, whether it is the risk or in few things, only we can minimize, not we cannot eliminate completely. You cannot make it zero. Am I correct or not? I'm saying, please send me the stock 2 months before the production. At least for the 2 days, I need some place for storing, right? Previously, I used to incur rent or opportunity cost, or for something else, I used to incur for 2 months. Now I'm going to incur only for 2 days. Right? So maybe my expenses may reduce from 3 lakhs to 30,000. I cannot make it as zero. Here, this is what we are going to see as the reduction of expenses because of JIT philosophy. Clear? And in the same way, we have lot of hurdles also when you try to follow JIT system. If supplier is not going to supply the material promptly, your production is going to be interrupted, right? Right? Always it is a big issue, or it is a big thing when production got interrupted. If the product cost is 20 rupees, you are selling at 18 rupees, means loss 2 rupees, right? 2 rupees loss is also fine. But without any production, if our factory remains idle, it is going to cost you much bigger than this 2 rupees loss on so many products, or you know that, right? That is the reason always we'll try to have continuous production without any disturbance, without any disruption of production. Production should be continued. Whatever may happen, it should continue. Is it clear? So at the same time, we are going to have some discussion with the supplier, and we'll ask the supplier to deliver the stock on time, or else we are going to have a clause in our arrangement, in our agreement, stating that if you are not going to deliver the stores or raw material on time, you are supposed to pay these many lakhs as compensation, so that supplier he will have some obligation, right? When you are writing some penalty in our agreement, he will have some obligation, right? I should not miss out, I should deliver on time, right? So you will have both pros and cons for everything. Clear? All right. So we completed decision making techniques, activity based costing, evaluate performance. Now introduction to SCM, introduction to strategic cost management. The basic discussion of cost control, cost reduction, value chain analysis, value chain engineering, basic stuff information. See, and you'll have in between like difference between financial accounting, management accounting, cost accounting, financial accounting. You will have those differences. Clear? And coming to quality cost management, total quality management, you will have cost of quality, some discussion we can learn later. So 5%. So even though you forget about these two, remaining aspect, you can see 50% here, right? Am I correct or not? Okay. Now after this, now move to our section B, which is very interesting and my favorite, because I love numericals. I know majority of the people don't agree with me, but being a faculty, and I taught some OPM batches also, and when I used to study my CMA final or my CA final, and I love to do those problems. So especially that linear programming and transportation, assignment. This used to be a number game, right? Right? So now let us see those chapters, those topics. Assignment, transportation, linear programming, game theory, simulation, network analysis, learning curve, business applications, maxima and minima, business forecasting, time series, and regression analysis, introduction to tools for data analytics, introduction to tools for data analytics. Now, these first three, 15% of weightage. Assignment, transportation, linear programming, 15% of weightage. And after that, game theory, simulation, network analysis, learning curve. These four, 15%. And after that, 10%. Here, 10%. Sir, out of that 15 and 15, totally 30%. Apart from that game theory in between, remaining six chapters are our OPM chapters, right? Right? Assignment, transportation, linear programming, simulation, network analysis, learning curve. Game theory is a small topic, and when you have these kind of chapters, paper setting will be done from the other chapters only maximum. These game theory they might use for some MCQs, right? Or else it is a small chapter, we can cover that chapter also, right? Now, my point, when you have some 50% which you know in that section A part, when you have some 30% this side, when you try to revise, when you try to do something else for the remaining topics, it is very easy for us to score something big like 20s, 80s, depending upon the student, we can reach up to 90s also. Is it clear? Now, assignment. Whatever you have in your interlevel, the same kind of, we are not going to have even advanced problems also in assignment. You're going to have the same kind of problems in final level also, because you have all kind of models in assignment. So when you have an arbitrary situation, right? When you have an arbitrary situation, when you select this one, so alternative one, you are allocating to this particular job. So obviously you have to take for the next one. If you take this one, this will be the chance. So two possibilities, right? And if you have anything like number of lines is not matching with order of matrix, so you are going to introduce, I mean, again you will try to revise the matrix with the least open element, right? So same kind of problems. I don't find any difference for interlevel problems and final level problems coming to assignment chapter. But coming to transportation, for transportation, I think you have only one problem relating to loop diagram, right? Loop diagram. You don't know loop diagram? See, after, I mean, not LCM, first method, not northwest corner, you will have third method, Ozel's approximation method, right? In case of Ozel's approximation method, after completing optimality test, you will have three tables, right? Table 1, table 2, table 3. In case of table 3, when you have 0 and it is maximization, all entries should be negative. When it is minimization, all numbers should be positive. If you have 0, it indicates there is alternative solution exists. For finding out that alternative solution, I'm going to rewrite that matrix. For that, I'm going to draw a loop diagram. Is it clear? So you will have some additional problems, some advanced problems in case of transportation. Now coming to linear programming. I think linear programming, only framing of equalities, inequalities, I think you got restricted to there, or else one simplex table, first simplex table, right? But here you are going to have a lot of tables, second table, third table. You will have some transformation rules. That is the advanced part you are going to have in final, not in cmainter. Assignment same, transportation some advanced, but linear programming you will have additional. Simulation same, and learning curve same, problems also same. You will have 5 problems, right? So same kind of problems. And coming to this one, network analysis, but and you will have that expected time is equal to TO plus 4TM plus TP by 6, or normality distribution curve Z x minus x bar by sigma, normal variate. You will check in Z table, and based on that 0.5 plus or 0.5 minus, which is going to give the probability of completing the work within 25 days, before 25 days, 95%, 50 plus 45. If it is less than 50 minus 40, you are going to have those equations, right? Again, same discussion. And this business application, all these are new things, but only some 10%, right? What I want to say is, no need of fearing much looking at the volume of SCM syllabus, because each and everything, some or the other, coming to the other subjects, everything you have to learn in final only. So some basics, some time value of money, or some cost of capital, you are going to learn SFM or BVM, group 4 paper, because those are related to financial management. SPM, again costing. SCM and PE, performance evaluation, they separated the topic, and in group 4, SPM is nothing but that part, costing part. BVM, they separated SFM and they added as 50 plus 50, 100 marks paper. Is it clear? You will have that advantage with costing and financial management papers. Is it clear? Here and there you have some 10 to 15%, which is new, you have to learn only in CMA. Clear? So with this basic introduction, slowly we are going to start with a basic definitions and all from next class. And for today, I'm going to wind up the session. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.